All right, in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about mistakes made in the greeting. Hey, you want to avoid the mistakes, right? So we're going to talk about what not to do in the greeting. Hey, let's face it, you want to make your greeting memorable, right? Since you never do get a second chance to make a good first impression, you want to make sure that you nail the greeting void of any mistakes. Okay, so mistake number one, what is it? Going into your greeting with a random approach. What does that mean? It means not knowing what to say. That means that you haven't practiced, that means you haven't drilled, and you haven't rehearsed your lines. So my suggestion is get in front of a mirror, or better yet, like I'm doing, get in front of a camera and practice your greeting until it's wired into your consciousness. You also want to role play on the knee flex responses that we talked about in a previous video. When you hear the infamous, "We're just looking," how are you going to respond? There shouldn't be anything that your customer says to you guys that you don't have a good, solid response to come back with. Number two, secondly, you want to have several different opening lines to say to customers. You're not going to just say the same thing over and over again. You'll probably come up with a greeting that works for you and you'll use it most of the time, but you'll want greeting options depending on different situations and scenarios. The key is to be confident and competent in all your different greeting scenarios. Okay, what's next? How about bad body language? The three major ways of communication, and maybe you heard this before, are your words, your tone of voice, but most importantly, it's your body language, right? It's your body language. What makes good body language? How about posture? Stand up tall, smile, move with confidence. Your attitude will be communicated in your body language. You know, it's hard to have a positive, upbeat attitude and have bad posture or bad body language. They just don't go together, guys. What about being unprepared as the fourth mistake? This ties into some degree of the other three mistakes. If you're prepared, you won't greet someone with a random approach, right? If you're prepared, you will have several tools in your toolbox that you can use as your opening lines. And if you're prepared, you'll have that can do, will get her done attitude. The more time and effort you put on into the practice field, and when I say practice field, I'm talking about role playing, the better you'll be able to execute on the playing field, which is when you get in front of a customer. This is where I'm going to tell you 99% of salespeople fail. They haven't put in the time to perfect their craft, and they wind up like everybody else in this space. In one of the previous videos, I talked about differentiating yourself. If you don't practice, drill, and rehearse your craft until you'll end up being like everybody else, which you don't want to do, right? Hey, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.